reached Atlantis on the 7th day of our trip. By then, our bodies were tired, not from a one long day, but from many good ones stacked together. This was supposed to be the end, the place where we stopped moving, stopped planning, and just stayed put. As the car left the city behind and moved on to the Palm, Atlantis didn't slowly appear in the distance, it arrived, all at once. The scale hit before anything else. The height, the width, the sheer presence of it. It wasn't subtle, and it wasn't trying to be. The kids pressed closer to the windows, and we could see it. The same wide-eyed look we probably had ourselves. Not excitement yet, just awe. That quiet moment where everyone realizes this is bigger than what we had imagined. Atlantis is enormous. And when a place is this large, the first few minutes matter a lot. We had booked a Terrace Suite, which meant check-in at the Royal Majlis Lounge, and the difference was immediate. While the main lobby flowed with people arriving from everywhere, we stepped into a calmer, more contained space. No queues, no standing around with tired kids. What surprised us wasn't the welcome, it was the permission. Permission to start using the hotel fully even before the room was ready. Our luggage went to the concierge. We didn't wait for keys. The holiday didn't pause for logistics. It simply moved forward. And after days of planning, scheduling, moving, that felt incredibly good. Instead of heading to the room, we walked straight into the Lost Chambers Aquarium. For kids, this was the perfect first experience. Not loud, not rushed, just vast. Quiet spaces filled with moving life. Atlantis is built around the legend of a lost underwater city. And the aquarium feels like walking through that story. Massive tanks. Long tunnels. Fish gliding slowly past glass. The kids didn't run ahead. They stood still. And when kids go quiet like that, you know something has landed. The holiday had begun for them, gently but completely. When we finally entered the Terrace Suite, it was immediately clear. This wasn't just a hotel room. It felt more like a private apartment inside a resort. Two full bathrooms, a separate living area, and a terrace so large the kids instinctively spread out, claiming corners like it was their own space. This kind of scale does something very specific for families. It allows parallel living. One child can rest, another can talk, move, play. Parents don't have to whisper, they live normally. And when we stepped out onto the terrace, the view stretched far beyond the hotel itself. Burj Al Arab, Burj Khalifa, the Dubai Balloon, Atlantis Royal. But more than the landmarks, what stayed with us was this feeling. We didn't have to step outside to feel open. After days of crowds and parks, this wasn't just comfort, this was reset. It took us few hours to really understand what the Imperial Club Lounge was doing for us. There was food, always. But more importantly, there was no urgency around it. Afternoon tea flowed into evening canopies, popcorns in two flavors, an ice cream cart that felt like it belonged more to the kids than to the hotel. They sat on cushions on the floor, food in hand, and watching something quietly. We sat back. No menus to read, no timing to manage, no negotiations about what or when. Somewhere between a snack and a drink, we noticed something shift. We weren't planning anymore. We were just moving through the day. That's when luxury stops being visible and starts being useful. Atlantis is often said to have one of the best kids club in the world. After seeing it, we understand why. Parents aren't allowed inside, and that initially feels strange until you see how it works. The registration is detailed. Medical history, allergens, emergency contacts, even a password system for pickup. Nothing here is casual. It feels structured, safe, very intentional. Our suite included 2 sessions per day, which meant both kids could go together every single day. And very quickly the tone changed. They weren't being dropped off, they were arriving. By the second day, they were asking when they could go back. Aquaventure is massive, and it deserves its own episode. What mattered to us here was not doing everything, but having access without stress. Hotel guests enter separately, and a suite again included Aqua Express once during the stay. Practically no waiting. Yes, a younger one couldn't do many slides because of the height, and that's reality parents should know. But Atlantis never makes you feel like you're missing out. You choose your pace. Even returning to the hotel quietly in a golf cart felt like a part of the experience. That evening, while the kids were at the club, we sat at the Arabian lounge, just the two of us. No checking the time, no next plan. It felt like a date, something that hadn't happened in a very long time. We didn't talk about extending the stay that night, but we both felt it. This felt good. The next morning, after breakfast, we extended by one night. Not because we wanted more luxury, but because we finally had space. Physical space, emotional space, and we weren't ready to give that up. So, is Atlantis the Palm worth the hype? Yes, completely. Because it doesn't make you choose between enjoying yourselves and traveling with kids. It makes you feel glad you brought them. This place is for families, plain and simple. It's not for honeymooners. It's not quiet and you walk a lot. But if your idea of a perfect holiday includes your kids at the center of everything, Atlantis doesn't disappoint. It supports joy. And that, for us, is what ultra luxury with kids should feel like. That's how we travel. That's how we keep our miles calm. If this kind of travel speaks to you, if you like seeing places not just as destinations, but as experiences with family, you might want to stay with us. We are building calm miles slowly, one honest trip at a time. So if you'd like to travel this way too, consider subscribing. We love to have you along.